Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo sa Facebook, sa YouTube at siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. It's full throttle ahead when innovation meets conservation with hybrid electric vehicles or HEVs. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a ride into the electrifying future with Miss Maria Antoinette Lee, Director for Sales and Marketing of Luxuriant Automotive Group, Inc., the official distributor of GWM Philippines. HEVs and GWM are now open for business to cover more miles.
This portion is brought to you by GSat.
Dahil sa kahirapan namin, nagsikap ako para makakuha ng mataas sa grades. Nagawa ko ang lahat ng yun. Dahil sa mga karanasan ko sa buhay.
Iba-iba man ang pinagmulan.
Magsimula man tayong dalawa, pareho sa ibaba, ako lang ang aangat.
Sila ay nagsusumikap at nangangarap.
Hindi tayo pinalaki na basta na lang susuko sa hamon ng buhay.
Nais makamtan ng karangalan at tagumpay.
Nagtapos naman ako ng kolehiyo. Nakahanap din ng trabaho. Pero hindi. Hindi talaga ako masaya sa ganun.
Ang bagong handog ng Net25. Isang kwento ng mga buhay na puno ng inspirasyon at pag-asa. House of Bluebird, November 27 na, 8:30 p.m. sa Net25.
Siya ang gusto ko, Daddy. Gusto kong tulungan mo ako na makuha ko si Mr. Bong.
Ano ka mo?
Mukhang mabibigo si
It may no longer be a surprise for you to see HEVs on the road these days. And just as these cars are becoming more popular, let's attempt to understand this automotive segment as we are now experiencing the future. What was once a figment of imagination. We're also going top speed with the lineup of one of China's leading automotive brands, GWM Philippines. Joining us is the Sales and Marketing Director of Luxuriant Automotive Group, Inc., Miss Maria Antoinette Lee. Welcome to Open for Business, Miss Antoinette.
Nice to be here. Thank you po.
And I was very excited because you attended the Grand Trade launch, and thank you very much for your presence.
We're always glad to be working with professional companies that also appreciate what we do in the market and what we're trying to do for the automotive market in the Philippines.
Wow. You marketed different brands. So ganun ba talaga ang Pinoy? Why are Filipinos, and not only Filipinos, di ba? A lot of people would want, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, they change brands or they change cars. What's the Filipinos' culture in terms of buying cars?
I think next to a house or before a house, it's the first major investment that a Filipino makes, right? The car. It's the first one that's immediately reachable. On a practical level, having your own car in a country where maybe, let's say, the mass transportation isn't yet where it could be,
That's right.
then having a car it becomes a symbol of success, it becomes self-actualization. Different cars have different personalities. What you find to be important in your life, you can find a car that matches that promise. So, or a car can promise that sense of fulfillment that you're able to do what you want to do because you're driving this kind of model. I think Filipinos go with that. The second one is bakit every 5 years, bakit ang bilis? Mas matagal po natin nire-retain ng refrigerator. Ang kotse pinapalitan pero yung refrigerator 20 years, ganun.
Okay, those are very interesting insights, Ms. Tonette. But what's also amazing is when you said that each car could be a reflection of a personality. Like, say, for example, you like a car because there's a feature in there, you know, that suits your personality. Ganon ba yun? How do you describe the behavior also of Filipinos in buying? Yan ba? Parang may mga fads din, may mga...
Merong moda, meron ding mga uso, meron ding longer, what we call deep-seated needs. And pag nag-aaral po tayo ng modelo ng kotse, nilista natin yan. Ano po yung deep-seated needs ng mga tao? Why would they buy this car? So if I have a deep-seated need to take care of my family, I'll choose one that's safe. I'll choose one that Filipino, maraming seats, maraming space kasi minimum of 2 kids, ganyan, diba? So we have deep-seated needs that we want to fulfill, and we find them in cars. We want them to be long-lasting. We want them to be safe. Some people, yung forma, deep-seated need ng ibang tao kasi yung forma. Yung iba, mas practical. That's besides the pesos and cents. There's an emotional side. 80% of all purchases are emotional. That's, I think, in consumer marketing, we're taught that. So, very emotional po ang kotse. A lot of people will save up for a car. It's really the first big investment. You will spend a couple of years as an intern, move up, build that, to do that for your family. Yung mga galing po sa ibang bansa, they work overseas, OFWs, we get a lot of inquiries. It's the first car that they're asking about. So there's an emotional attachment. It's like providing for people you love. It's making sure you make the right decision. Bagay ba sa pamilya namin? Bagay ba sa maybe a husband or a wife that's still in the Philippines? It's emotional. It represents care. It represents provision. It's a building of a dream, I think. And then after they're done with the car, if it's not an next car, it's a house. That's where we see the progression. Yung mga mobile phone annual purchase yan, di ba? Kasama nung plano ng telco. Pero yung kotse po, it's really a relationship built.
Now, you said earlier, you started selling cars as young as 10. Bakit ito yung naiisip mo? Bakit hindi ibang produkto? Kasi, siyempre, pag sinasabi natin kotse, mahirap din mag-market ng kotse. Kasi, siyempre, you have to choose, di ba, a specific economic, socio-economic class, you know, for you to be able to sell a car. Why? Why in the car business?
To be honest, I don't want it to sound like I made all the perfect life decisions. I did end up in cars. I ended up there. I was given an offer and I said, I'd like to try it. I started as a hotel front desk clerk.
Wow, very success story ito.
I started
emotional ito.
No, I started as a front desk clerk, and then I took a job in a retail company selling premium goods. Then the chance to join the car industry happened. And I don't know, maybe because I like to drive. I really, until now, I'm at my age, I still drive. I don't enjoy being driven. And over the years, I really also seen the change in technology because I drive. So I ended up in cars. Of all the industries I've been in, I really enjoy the people I work with. I enjoy the media that I work with. It's fascinating because it's not a static product. It moves. It takes you to places, right? If there's no road, there are vehicles that can create the road for you. So I sort of really enjoyed that. So I stayed.
Okay, we just came across a very successful story here, di ba? From front desk to leading marketing one of the newest brands here in the Philippines. So, what is it in the car business that makes it different? Ano yung nakikita mo na parang paano kakaiba ang industriyang ito? Kasi, di ba, when we talk of cars, parang masculine yan, di ba? Parang ito ka, babae, di ba? Parang, so ito, parang mga mekaniko, mga drivers, you know, how is it surviving in a male, tama ba? Male-dominated siya, di ba?
Noon. Parang noon.
Oh, so how was the shift from being a male-dominated to now, you know, with you also at the helm?
That's a good question. Let me think. Okay, when I was 10, when I started, 3 lang kami na female doing our role in the automotive industry. Almost all the other marketing people were male. Definitely product planning male. Advertising, yun lang yung opportunity for females. And then in our company, the controller, the distribution head, and advertising, kami lang po yung heads of department at that time na female. But over time, I saw a lot of my ex-colleagues, the female ones, they ended up becoming presidents of other automotive companies. So I think it's a level stage now, and everyone can, if you have the interest, if you have the heart and the stomach to go through the competition, then yeah, it's open. Anyone can come in.
Wow.
Bring something to the table and you'll be able to do something.
But congratulations, Ms. Antoinette, because of course you are a living testament that women can matter in any industry. Pero ito ang tanong ko naman. So, siyempre, pagdating, sabi mo nga, ang product planning, karamihan lalaki, or maaring nagbago na ngayon, but when you market a car, may gender din ba yan?
Meron tayong mga produkto na designed for women, in the sense that you're saying the target customer will be female, or there are really, really macho products like 4x4s, yung pang off-road, yung malalaki. But again, the lines have been less sharp over time. So I see a lot of females doing off-roading, I mean trail. And a lot of females are also succeeding very lately in the news. There's a new lady that's been succeeding in racing, race car driving. So, wala na siguro yung mga gender roles in, and I'm glad it's really lifting.
With your expertise on marketing and branding, we know that different industries have different branding strategies, diba? And different marketing strategies. How is marketing or positioning a car brand, paano siya naiiba doon sa karaniwang industriya, di ba? We are exposed in a lot of brands, di ba? It could be consumer, yung fast-moving products, you know. But pag automotive, pag kotse, parang meron kayong template, meron nga ba? And we see that whatever is very active or very visible in the market, parang we feel that is the premium brand. How do you do that? How do you classify or explain the marketing of car brands?
I don't think there's a specific science for car brands. I think in marketing, you look at 3 things. You look at your customer, you look at your product, and you look at the rest of the market. So, and your competition. When I say rest of the market, I mean my competition, and you're always triangulating there. You need to be where the customer is. You need to be where your competitor is. Some of your target segments will use media differently from your other ones. So I think a lot of the time, it's a difference in media strategy. But of course, when you change your media strategy, you also change the messaging and you
That's
also
right.
change the way you execute.
That's
So
right.
I'm not a marketing guru.
You sound like
I
one.
don't have a degree there, but in practice, that's what we do. We really look where the customer is, what they're looking for, and especially now, it's a lot easier. It would be a shame if a marketer didn't look through all the tools they have, their social media, where response is almost
Instantaneous.
nanosecond.
Yes.
Someone will put something on an automotive site, and in minutes, you see, okay, are people responding? Parang, 48 comments na, medyo mabilis yun. Or parang wala. Okay, there's something kulang.
Wrong in the messaging siguro. Correct.
Parang, okay, or maybe missing yung info, or something turned someone off. So it's very, very fast. That's a gift because now you can react faster, you can execute better, you can make changes and shift your strategy or your tactics very, very quickly. And therefore, you're not dumping money where it's not supposed to be put. So I can't say I have a specific science to it. Like I said, I'm not a guru, but that's the way we market. Not sure that we are ready to deliver cars just yet on online as much as other markets are, but I think we're getting there. We're also getting a lot of inquiries on such platforms as Messenger, our websites. People are asking where they can put down payments. It's always moving forward. So the channel is just as important as the messaging and what you put on a billboard or a TV screen or a radio show.
And Miss Antoinette is very humble. She keeps saying she's not a guru, but if you start selling and marketing cars at the age of 10, siguro ermitanyo ka na ngayon. Humble lang siya. Okay, but going back, kasi nasabi mo, during the pandemic, you mentioned about that, and then people went online. Ang napansin namin, I talked with some CEOs, directors of sales and marketing also, that ang nag-spike nung pandemya, yung mga luxurious brands, may bags, may namamahalin na. Oh yes, relo, meron yung mga yachts. Naramdaman ninyo ba yun at bakit?
Without naming a brand, some brands really shot to popularity during the pandemic. I mean, for cars. So we came after. We came to the Philippines after. But we started setting up late pandemic na kami. So we started talking to GWM, I think 2021, and then we signed the contract 2022. So, but I know when you look at the data that yes, there were some brands that were really able to take advantage of the unique situation in the pandemic, and they were able to grow their brands. So I guess if you're willing to take an opportunity and you're able to execute to your plan, then something good can happen. I can't claim that we did that because we weren't here then, but
okay,
yeah.
That's fair enough. Dahil nangyari yung pandemic and of course having marketed a lot of brands, what were the changes naman in consumer behavior? Kung baga halimbawa ngayon, napapansin namin sa ibang produkto, ang nagde-decide yung bata. Parang ganyan, na-influence niya yung magulang niya. What behavior changes have you noticed so far in the car marketing business?
There's a lot of reliance on, and maybe also because of the availability of a lot of information. Online has really made a lot of information available. Good information, bad information, there's a lot of information.
Dati
so
yung
it's,
ahente lang ang source niya.
Ahente, kamag-anak. Well, it's still the kamag-anak. It will always be, I think there will always be a space in our hearts for the relative who says, not that, this, or, but yeah, online information, it's all over the place, and the way you guide them to the right one, I think that's the most important thing.
I see. So it's their access to information
access to
talaga. And it's
information.
still the
Yeah,
internet.
and everyone is a publisher, right? If you want to be a publisher, you can be one. So important to keep
so
that.
this one is very interesting. This question, Miss Antoinette, kasi siyempre, ang Pinoy, andyan pa rin yung kahiligan natin sa mga ibang brands, di ba? Galing sa Europa, galing sa Amerika. So, here is Miss Antoinette, marketing guru in in car sales. And you are carrying a brand that is an Asian brand. So, I was reading earlier, nagpipick up ang demand for Chinese products. And with this, how do you see, what's your insight on how this brand, this Chinese brand, will take up here in the Philippines?
I think Chinese brands in all categories are so different from what they were 10 years ago. That's going to be your assumption when you go in, because that's the truth now. Technology is better. My personal theory, because this is not my first Chinese brand, I worked on, not an auto, but a different category. I worked in a Chinese appliance brand.
Okay.
And my view is that the market is so big domestically that if there's something wrong with a product, or if there's something really right with a product, it's so easy in the Chinese market to find that out.
And correct
And if
it.
it's good, yes. If it's bad, you correct it. And it happens very quickly. Kasi nga, ang dami niyang, ang laki ng market eh. So it's very easy to get a sample, so to speak. If it's good, it's so easy to duplicate. You just keep replicating that and improving. And that's how I, in my simplistic analysis, see how they really. Plus, the other thing was, eventually China did become, and I say this for all the other Chinese brands, I'm not just saying this for, say, GWM. China did become the factory of the world.
Yes.
For even European brands. So
Yes.
they know how to do stuff right.
Why is that so?
Why is that so? I think, well, labor was cheap. Labor was available in those days. Now, when you think about it, really, if you're exposed to the standards of all those products, the partnerships, you'll take the technology away. I mean, it's not like there's a conscious desire to take it. It's just if you have human beings there and they're able to do a job right, they're learning. I mean, you learn, we all learn, right?
That's
If we
right.
pay attention, we learn. So
That's
this
right.
is how you build the competencies. So that's why also maybe in the last 10 years, Chinese product automotive ones have improved immensely.
With this entry of this Chinese brand, what are your ways also, your marketing strategies to make sure that people will be aware of this as a premium brand? We know that Filipinos are very brand conscious, di ba? And of course, initially when I saw the models online, and one of our dear friends, even the head of our Star Center, keeps promoting the brand, it got my interest. What's in this brand? So when you look at it, without knowing that it's from China, you will really appreciate it because it's sturdy, it's huge, and it has the craftsmanship of someone who knows what they're doing. So what are your initiatives to ensure also that it will get a critical awareness for Filipinos?
Yeah, well, when I started at 10, I was exposed to different car brands over the course of my career. Eventually, I handled even a Euro brand. So I know the level personally of what's there, but when I first saw the sample car of what we were going to sell, I said, this is amazing. The performance is amazing. The quality of the interior was really on point. I mean, and then it is not even difficult to say, okay, what's gonna be our positioning? Accessible premium. Because it was so premium to everything else that you saw in the market anyway, right? So, for example, there's a lot of generous soft touch material all over the cabin that helps you with noise, vibration, and harshness. It helps you with it. You know, you're thinking it's soft, para it feels soft, but it does a job while you're on the road. It keeps things quiet and hush inside the vehicle. And I'm pushing this, and you're saying, of course, you work there, so you think it's great. But I'm looking at it on a very, very objective basis. I think they're really. I said, yeah, this is accessible premium. The price points are not very high.
Is it an advantage because it's coming from Asia lang compared to the others that, you know, consider the value of the dollar?
Yeah, without going into the free trade acts, well, if it's coming from the ASEAN, yeah, you get incentives. If it's coming out of China, not necessarily. But I think what's more important rather than mechanisms that go into pricing is the price points are achievable. They're not so expensive versus the value of the content. In fact, when you look at the spec list of a Chinese vehicle, it'll be this long. And when you look at some of our favorite legacy brands, they're of the same type of car, of the same, specifically to us, when I look at the Julian, we have an HEV. It's a subcompact. The size is the size of a compact vehicle, larger than some compact vehicles. The customer still pays the subcompact price. So that's what I think adds to the value. Now, my job is to get that message out there. And you're right, people will look at the brand first. So they'll always compare you to a brand. And that's a challenge you take. I mean, when you introduce a brand that's not a legacy brand and you're trying to make a mark in the industry, then you do the job. It takes a lot. We don't sleep sometimes. But yeah, we get it done.
We have this power woman here with us. Okay, when you describe the car, the different models, you let me feel that kind of experience. You let me imagine the comfort and the convenience. Is that a way also in marketing cars? You don't necessarily sell the car, but you share that?
Tell it. I need to storytell it.
Tell me more about the storytelling.
Yeah. The market is highly competitive. Maybe 2-3 years ago, you had 3 Chinese brands. Now, 10 in different categories. Trucks, cars,
So dati 3 lang.
SUV.
So yun, 10 na.
Dami na eh. Oo, and every day there's a launch, right? I mean, every day there's really another car being launched. I said I would not join the automotive industry again unless it was to launch a Chinese car. And be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. So it's a challenge. It's really a challenge. But I felt that's what I wanted to do. Siguro nga sa amin, hindi na masyadong mahirap, sir, kasi maganda na talaga yung produkto nung nag-launch kami. Hindi na yung struggle nung 10 years ago, right? So I'm blessed that way, that by the time I came to do this, the cars
Somehow
were
established
substantially
na.
better. And then the next thing you need to do is get people to believe that, right? So we didn't have a standard cocktail party media launch. We said, take the cars to a racetrack, have the media drive them all day.
Okay.
In the case of the pickups, build an off-road trail or track and show them that this is what the product can do.
And the feedback was?
And the feedback was amazing. In fact, we captured a lot of the feedback, and they were talking about the power delivery, they were talking about what was inside the vehicles, and in general, all the comments were very, very positive.
Ngayon, Ms. Antoinette, marami din yung mga buzzwords now. Like say, they talk about sustainability, environment friendly, di ba? Yung mga hindi natin hindi hinahanap nung unang panahon. Dati yung ano lang, makina, mga ganun, the basics. But now, it has to be sustainable, it has to be blah, blah, blah. It has to be, yung dapat mababa yung carbon footprint, mga ganyan. So, with this HEV. So, can you talk more now about the variants naman? And you mentioned, di ba, may sub-segment siya. Dati 3 lang, now it's 10. And what segment are you targeting? I'm sure you're targeting a specific sub-segment there.
Well, when we brought in the GWM line, to start with, we brought in what's highly popular in the Philippines, which is SUVs, crossovers. We have 2 crossover models. One is the H6, the Haval H6. Haval is a sub-brand of GWM. H6, we have 2 models, and they're both hybrid electric vehicles. And when we say full hybrid electric vehicle, we mean that at certain points of a car's journey, it can run purely on an electric motor. Our hybrid technology, it's the hybrid transmission that specifically decides which mode to go on. So you have parallel, where the engine and the electric motor are working together to propel the car forward. You have battery only, which is pure electric mode. And you'll see that while driving. A green car goes on. The first few times, well, up to now, I still get a really, really good feeling when I see that symbol light up. Because I feel that I'm getting my task done of getting to where I need to go. And there are times during that trip where I'm not putting anything in the environment that should not be there. So essentially, a true hybrid will do that, because not all hybrids will do that. Not all hybrids will propel a car forward on pure electric energy.
So it's really, when you talk of sustainability, it's not just lip service, di ba? Parang it's really hard working.
Yeah, when I was working on the product plan, it was really important for me to do something for the environment.
Pero Miss Antoinette, yun din ang minsan hindi naiintindihan ng mga buyers, di ba? Kumbaga parang once you go into those details, even if it's a primary feature of the car, di ba? But because people don't see it, di ba?
Yes.
Like say, parang how do you measure carbon footprint? Pero siyempre mga multinationals na lang yan, di ba? Ang nakakaalam. But parang sa karaniwang buyer lang, hindi niya papakialaman yun. But is there a way that you communicate that message?
I think we're also so fortunate that the government is so supportive. We submit our models to a process called homologation. Everything is tested. We are so fortunate that, for example, DOE will release a list of models that, okay, these are the models that actually have true hybrid capability. These are the ones that pass the test. Because as to your point, I can't hold an instrument to the exhaust pipe and say, oh, ito lang yung nilalabas niya na, ano, diba? Emission. Kasi we can't do that on our, and then, or you can't do the emission test that you do in the LTO provider every day, right? Unless you're one of those people that has a machine, you can't. But the government does keep us through a standard. Yeah, so people know. People are learning slowly. The government has also done its part, incentivizing products that work for the good of the environment. So there are certain financial incentives. It goes down to the customer, because if we get a tax break on something, then we're able to give it to the customer also through pricing, right? Or through better value. So I still believe that in the end, everything comes together for the good of everybody in the system.
Perfect. Ito, magandang tanong to. As a car owner myself, after sales service and maintenance are important. What's the post-purchase support offered by your company? Katulad ko, ang alam ko lang
Magmaneho.
mag-drive. Automatic pa sa akin. Pindot lang. Okay. So what's the after-sales support?
Lahat po ng manufacturers, meron po tayong warranty coverage, no? So if you're driving a brand new car, in our case, it's 5 years, 150,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. So read the warranty manual, you'll see what you're covered for. Applies for every manufacturer. In the case of the HEVs, in our case, it's 5 years, 150,000 kilometers, and 8 years for the battery, or 160,000.
Ano yung pagkakaiba nun sa merkado? Mas matagal ba sa inyo, Ms. Antoinette?
I think merong mas matagal, to be fair, meron less than us din.
Okay.
So, kung ano yung kayang ibigay nung manufacturer or brand, yun po yung napupunta sa customer. Ang pangalawa po that we provide is, of course, we do the maintenance services. And you do the maintenance service, you do the... In our case, when we started putting the business together, even before we sold the first car, we already had the full parts complementation list. Kasi, importante yun eh. People will buy their car. They'll pay for it for 60 months. Diba? They're paying a certain amount monthly.
Okay.
So, their cars need to be running.
Tama.
I mean, there's no such thing as... Sometimes out of misuse, we will destroy our cars.
That's right.
Or we'll run them down,
Yes.
diba? The important thing is, if that should happen, or sometimes there's an accident, if something should happen, then we're there with what we need to provide you, which is usually the part. So if it's a collision part, we had that long before we brought in the first part, the whole list. And we've been ordering the parts and we've been replenishing for maintenance parts as well. Importante po yun kasi naisip ko po yan eh, yung bayad ng bayad yung tao, every month, bayad siya sa bangko. Paano pag hindi niya nagamit yung kotse, di ba? So yun ang binibigay namin. So the effort to really provide parts and services there. Now, we're not yet all over the Philippines. I'll put that. We are in Mindanao with Cagayan de Oro. We have Davao and Gensan coming up. We have Cebu coming up. We have Metro Manila, of course. We have... we do not have our service points up at all the different locations, but we do have mobile service caravans that will do quarterly or upon appointment. We've delivered cars as far as Palawan.
Oh, yun pala
That
eh.
really matches rin kasi the initiatives. But Palawan is such a beautiful place. You want to kind of keep the air clean. So they bought a hybrid. We do the service there. We'll send somebody.
So in short, practically the whole nation is also your market because you mentioned several key urban centers.
Yes, we're already in Cagayan de Oro. So of course, if you're already in Cagayan de Oro, you can already cover a lot of northern Mindanao areas. So it's imperative that if we deliver a car somewhere, we can deliver the part and we can provide the service. Through the dealerships.
Now, Ms. Antoinette, speaking also of HEVs and the various variants of GWM, halimbawa, meron ka bang nakikita na, ito, mas bagay sa Visayas, tsaka sa Mindanao, ito, mas maybe agricultural na product ito. Dito naman, Manila, ano lang, city driving lang to. What are those
Yung HEV,
concerns?
bagay na bagay siya sa traffic. Kasi pag low speed, tapos with the regenerative braking and the single pedal function, whenever you lift your foot off of the gas pedal, you recover energy. Okay, you recover energy, it goes into your battery source, and then you run on electric motor. So, pag traffic, halos hindi mo nagagalaw yung gasolina. Baka overpromise yun. But, I mean, you're more frequently on electric than gas. So, it's a huge savings. Like, where I live, I will spend 1 hour just to get to the exit of the highway. So dati, 'di ba, yung parang medyo mataas kasi gasolina eh. But now that I'm using a hybrid, I miss the gasoline station.
You just go there for the
parang-
comfort rooms na lang,
parang-
toilet, just in case.
Kasi parang dati weekly talaga. Weekly talaga. Pero ngayon, mas dumadami pa nga yung pinupuntahan. Katulad dito, umaabot na ako ng Quezon City. Dati naman hindi. But parang my visits to the gas station are less frequent. Less frequent. Siguro
Okay.
na doble yung, hindi naman, from every 7 days, I'm like 12, every 12 days. So that's a huge, for me,
savings.
malaking
Yes,
savings
yes.
yun. So, but then, that's according to your driving habit, what settings you put yourself on. I'm really, kuripot. So, I use
Everybody
Eco.
are.
I use,
Everybody is.
yes, I use Eco mode. I use
Yes.
single pedal. And the savings is quite substantial. The efficiency is a lot better.
That's interesting, Ms. Tonette. But what's your take on the industry going to HEVs? I understand there's a data. It says here that HEV cars are, it's getting bigger, it's increasing. Doon na ba tayo papunta?
I think doon na tayo papunta, tapos sa electrics na rin po tayo papunta. Yung full electric. Kasi meron tayong new energy, green energy. Yung battery electric vehicle, yun wala na po talaga siyang gasolina. You plug it into a charge, there's a charging port. It's like a phone. So,
Wow.
that's where we will eventually. That takes infrastructure, but
So, kumbaga, yun yung counterpart ng gasoline stations.
Apa.
So, yung charging stations. Marami na bang ganun dito?
siguro yung charging stations mismo, I don't have a full count. I know there are a lot of publicized ones, but it's not so difficult to build one anymore into a residence or an office build. Like if you have a compound, it's not so difficult to do that. Syempre, you're not gonna get the high level super fast chargers, but it's not so difficult to put the equipment in. So at some point, everyone's gonna be able to just plug in and go.
Wow. Okay, you've shared a lot of insights already, Ms. Tonette. Ano pa yung nakikita mo ng mga trend? What is the brand of GWM? Halimbawa na mas maganda sa pamilya, mas maganda sa executive. Baka you can tell more about the different variants of GWM na, okay, ako, office lang ako. What's good for me? Ako, yung sinabi natin kanina, it's a status symbol. So, dapat yung pag nakita, Japan. So, can you tell more of the trends in choosing cars and also the variants that you have?
Sa amin, we also, we have as I mentioned, the crossovers, we have those, but we also have a pickup. Our pickup is, I don't know if I mentioned, China is the world's largest automotive market today. And our pickup, the GWM Canon, has been for the last 25 years the largest selling pickup in China. So that's really a testimony to the capabilities of this pickup. Kami naman dito ang sinasabi namin, the value we provide. Because when you look at our pickups, we are competitive with almost every level of pickup that's in the market. So if the other brands have a certain set of specs, we have the same. And we offer that at a much more accessible.
We're running out of time, Ms. Tonette, and there's a lot of small businesses, entrepreneurs who are watching Open for Business because here we interview CEOs, thought leaders. Ano po yung maipapayo naman ninyo sa kanila? Why should they consider GWM as their car for business? Is there such thing as a car for business or for small business or entrepreneurs?
Yeah, okay. So one, you need to think, even if you're not transporting goods, if you have a business, you're transporting people. And people are the most important to transport. So in our case, the vehicles have performance, but more than anything, I think we're proud to say all our vehicles are high safety. And all our vehicles are 5-star rated in, say, ANCAP, which is Australian NCAP. It's a really rigorous testing process where they go through collision testing, and it's very difficult to get a 5-star score. Wow. All our models, Julian, Haval H6, and Canon, all of them are 5-star rated. So that's, for me, you're thinking, is that a business thing? Yeah, that's a business thing. Your business runs on your people, and you need to keep them safe. And you need to keep the people outside on the street safe while you're driving. So we have technology that helps the drivers do that. Siyempre, minsan, di ba? Carried away ka, nakikinig ka sa radyo, you're listening to a program, medyo,
lalo na TV radyo yung mga
TV
shows
radyo,
namin.
di ba? So, yun, malakas. Pero pag mag-a-alarm yung kotse namin, hihina yung, kunyari, yung sound. Para naririnig mo yung bells and buzzers.
Wow.
We have a whole suite of what we call advanced driver assist system. So, keeps you in lane, watches how you turn, tells you if there's something behind you before ka na lumipat ng lane. Maraming functions yung mga kotse today that can do all of that for you, and keeps the driver safe, keeps people on the road safe, keeps other cars safe for everybody. I think lastly though, if you have a business, productivity is important. Go with a hybrid. You'll use your car every day in the city. You're coding free, plus your fuel costs go down. And your maintenance costs as well.
Wow.
Can go down.
And I think this is the reason why Eric Quizon is forcing me to test drive
Yes.
a GWM. Okay, where can people visit a showroom, and how would they book a test drive for GWM vehicles?
You can book a test drive at gwm.com.ph. There's a book a test drive link and a tab there. If you want to visit a dealership without going through the website, we have one in Manila, UN Avenue. We have one in Alabang. We have a SM North EDSA store. We have several coming up actually so I can't give you the calendar. Subic. We have some in Pampanga. We are going to open in Santa Rosa, Makati, Cebu. We have right now Davao, Jensan, and Tagum, which are operating out of mall displays for now because hindi pa po nakatayo yung structure. Pero yung Cagayan de Oro just last week launched. So there's a lot of dealerships already. Again, if you want to know, we also have a Facebook page, GWM Philippines. Go there, keep in touch. We announce our mall displays as well. So kung gusto niyo po makita yung modelo, tapos medyo malayo yung Manila, or we're usually at some major mall in a weekend.
How about dealers? Kunyari, they're interested in dealership. Saan sila pupunta?
Also
Same
on
thing.
the website, we have a partner with us portion. Either we have if you want to do a brand partnership, we also have one there. If you want to be a dealer, we also have a tab there where they can submit a letter of intent. We have a template.
Wow, this has been a very energetic and very insightful interview with Ms. Antoinette Lee, the Director for Sales and Marketing of the Luxuriant Automotive Group, Inc. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank you, Ms. Antoinette and Eric Quizon, for forging this partnership between Net25 and GWM. We thank you for choosing Net25 to promote some of your brands and products. And we hope to see you in the next test drive. Open for business. We'll be back. Stay with us.
This portion is
My heart, my other half, my love. Will you marry me?
finally, wala na talagang makakapigil sa deklarasyon ni Chan.
Siguro dapat mag-give up na kayo, Mrs. Huma.
Never.
Si Mrs. Huma, ayaw talagang paawat.
Basta gawin mo ang sasabihin ko.
Siyempre, para lang kay Sanem.
Pero habang siya ay nakatutok kina Chan at Sanem,
Maligayang pagdating sa'yo!
sina Emre at Leila naman yata Nagkabalikan na?
Kahirapan mo lang ako. Pero bigyan mo tayo ng pagkakataon.
Daydreamer. Monday to Friday, 7:30 p.m.
Ang sakripisyo. Kita namin ang pagharap mo sa bawat pagsubok. Kaya sa kabila ng mga hamon ng buhay, nandito kami para umalalay. Kasi katulad mo, gusto rin namin ang magandang bukas para sa kanya. Hatid namin ang dekalidad na edukasyon at makabagong pasilidad sa abot kayang halaga. Kaya huwag ka na mangamba. Sasamahan ka namin tuparin ang mga pangarap niya. Maaasahan mong sulit dito ang mga pinagsikapan mo. Sa aming mga makabagong pasilidad at sistema ng edukasyon. Mailalabas natin ang aking talino at mga kakayahan niya. Kahit sa munting halaga, makakasiguro ka na makakasabay siya sa mabilis na pag-ikot ng mundo. Sa new era, karamay mo kami sa bawat hamon. Kaagapay mo kami sa bawat hakbang. Kasama mo kami sa bawat ngiti at tagumpay.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in the country, and Open for Business has witnessed yet again few of our MSMEs feted for their dedication, passion, achievements, and sustainable practices. Here are some of the awardees of the 3rd ASEAN Excellence Achievers Award and their take on their recognitions.
I'm so grateful because I'm with the different CEO of this country, and then of course I want to promote talaga the equality in terms of the workplace because 80% of our staff is out of school youth, 10% are senior citizen, and 10% are college graduate. So I'm here to represent them that we have a good economy, and at the same time we're giving back to this community.
Congratulations to all the awardees for tonight's ASEAN's Excellence Achievers 2023. And of course to all the business owners and aspiring business owners na gustong magkaroon ng sariling negosyo someday. Kailangan talaga is you have this goal. Kailangan alam mo yung focus mo, alam mo yung priority mo, and make sure na huwag kang agad susuko. Nadapa ka man, bumangon ka because hindi doon natatapos ang laban. You have to analyze yourself. Ano ba yung strength mo? Ano ba yung weaknesses mo? Ano ba yung dapat mong i-improve? And then doon na magtutuloy-tuloy. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang time to shine. So, hintayin lang natin yon. And syempre, pagtrabahuhan natin.
The ASEAN Excellence Awards, thank you so much for this recognition. Of course, Ms. Benilyn, sis, maraming salamat. So almost 40 years ko po in showbiz industry. I am grateful that I'm still here and grateful for all the opportunities. And I thank also, of course, my family, my loved ones for all the inspiration. A pleasant evening to everyone. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming pong salamat sa paraan na to. Sa asawa ko, wala na tayo may ganito. So, I'm truly grateful for them. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po sa ASEAN Excellence Awards for this distinct honor. Maraming salamat kay Madam Belling Molina sa paggawad po ng karangalan ito sa programa po namin. Sa palagay nyo, nais ko pong pasalamatan ang Team ASPM at sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng production. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Net25 sa pagbigay po ng plataforma sa amin. Kapag tayo po ay ginagawa ng ganito, we are inspired and motivated to do better, to deliver to our countrymen what they deserve.
Message ko lang sa lahat ng mga nagsisimula is keep on fighting, kaya natin yan. Basta meron kang malalim na reason kung bakit mo ginagawa to. I think and I hope na magkikita-kita tayo sa taas. Sa ASEAN Excellence Award, maraming salamat sa pagbibigay karangalan sa aming mga brand owners na talaga namang napakaganda ng layunin nila na ma-recognize ang bawat isa sa aming company. Thank you so much.
This event is ASEAN Excellence Achievers Award, and we are honoring individuals in their respective field that we believe they excel in their own field and that they will be our future legends.
So what inspired you po to hold this movement to award the MSMEs, to show them your appreciation?
First kasi kung walang gagawa nito, sino magre-recognize sa kanila? Pinaka nag-start yun yung puso ko and nung organization is ano yung pwede nating maitulong sa tao, sa kanila. Lalo na nung nag-pandemic, di ba, sobrang naka-down talaga lahat. Parang eto yung nag-boost talaga sa kanila, and then nakita namin yung mga taong ni-recognize namin tuloy-tuloy hanggang sa nag-boom sila ngayon, as in ang lakas-lakas nila. May message to everyone, lalong-lalo na yung mga awardees natin ngayon. Heartfelt congratulations dahil kung ano man yung matatanggap nyo ngayong award ay eto ay super deserving nyo, kaya kayo nandito.
Congratulations to all the awardees of the 3rd ASEAN Excellence Achievers Award. And thank you very much for recognizing Open for Business as the outstanding online business show of the year. May your tribe grow and inspire others to take on the entrepreneurial spirit so that they too will open for business.
This program is presented by
Aaksyon sa lahat ng problema. Walang uurungang reklamo. Re-responde anumang sitwasyon. Kung kayo po ay may sumbong, mag-text lamang po sa 0915-415-1035. Mag-email din sa responde@net25.com. Pwede rin kayo magpadala ng inyong po mensahe sa ating pong Facebook page at Net25TV. Walang imposible at lahat may solusyon sa mga totoong certified e-responder.
Open for Business is back, and the buzzword of the week is hybrid electric vehicles. These are powered by an internal combustion engine and one or more electric motors, which uses energy stored in batteries. Challenging the norm is what's ahead when it comes to patronizing HEVs as well as automakers that are new entrants in the local market. They bring fresh ideas, technology, and a new alternative on your driving experience. They exemplify innovation, style, and a resolute dedication to a different kind of mobility. As for HEVs, there is more to driving them than just exception on the road on coding days. And with that, our quote for the week is a Vietnamese proverb. It says, "Detours increase local knowledge." Thank you, Antoinette. Maraming salamat sa iyo sa pagsama mo sa amin sa isang oras upang tunghayan ng isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines, sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.